been rapping for about 17 years, okay? I don't write my stuff anymore. I just kick it from my head, you know what I'm saying? I can do that. No disrespect, but that's how I am.
Go, you're up. My time.
Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. Pass to Green. Dishes it to Iguodala. Thompson outside. Just 5 to shoot. Scott holds it in.
And it is very dangerous to leave him open like that. Lucky break for him.
And it's the beast in Hansen. And a bit of good news for this young man. He was offered another 10-day contract by the team as they want to get an extended look at him.
And, you know, just the fact that they want to see more of him really is a good indication that he's doing the right thing. I think he's on the right track and trying to maintain his momentum.
He feeds it to Bazemore. Horford with the screen on Thompson. Here's Bazemore, and he gets it to go. Bazemore has got 5 minutes.
Those are what we call confidence-building blocks.
Warriors leading by 8. Spates sets a screen. Livingston, and it's blocked by Slater. They get it back.
He's been wayward and just off about everything he's put up in this period.
Pass to Mack. Kicks it to Horford. Here's Slater. Off target at the rim.
Well, with that much space off the pick, you've got to drop that in.
Yeah, you got to make that one. I mean, that's a high-quality shot you should make 9 out of 10 times.
There's 48 seconds left in the first quarter. And Thompson kicks to Spates. Soft touch on the glass. Spates has got his second bucket tonight.
Their offense has really come together immediately, threatening to run away with this game.
It's hard to imagine they'll be able to stay as hot as they've been so far, but if they can, watch out.
And Mack to Bazemore. Scott with a screen on Thompson. Here's Bazemore. Here's Slater. Shot no good. Great tee that time from Green. Here is Livingston. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. He kicks to Spates. And the wide open shot from Green. Connects from three-point range. 7 seconds left in the first quarter. Here's Bazemore. And no good trying to get that one. Domination in the first quarter. It's been pretty lopsided. Well, not exactly a close game. Here, Al Horford. He's checked in for Payne. Damari Carroll comes in for Paul Millsap. The Beast, he's checked in for Kyle Korver. And it's Kent Bazemore in for Matt. Different look here for the Warriors. Lee's checked in for Bogut. Spates comes in for Andre Iguodala. Klay Thompson, he's checked in for Brandon Rush. And it's Livingston in for Curry. Setting the floor for the Warriors. Thompson teams with Green on the perimeter. Maurice Spates out there with David Lee. And it's Livingston in at the 1. Shot clock at 5. Takes it from 10. Bazemore hits the bucket. Bazemore's got his third basket of the night. Warriors leading by 16.
Al Horford, the Dominican big man, won 2 titles with that great University of Florida team. Actually, back-to-back titles in 06 and 07. You really love his skill level. There's not much he can't do. He gets up and down. He's a terrific passer. His mid-range jumper is spot on.
Easy call there.
No question about that one. You can hear the impact from where I am.
For Atlanta, they have gone 1 for 2 on the night so far from the line.
Yeah, they've just been an ordinary team in terms of free throw shooting this year, guys. About 75%. You know, they've really put themselves behind the 8 ball in so many of their games because they just have not been able to knock down those foul shots.
And the Hawks making a change here. Scott's checked in. And the wide open shot from Green. Another 3 for Golden State.
I don't think they can ask much more of him than what he's done this quarter.
The Atlanta Hawks come into this one following the loss to the Wizards.
And that result was no surprise, Clark, because they played very loose with the ball that night.
Yeah, they were carefree. Footloose and fancy free with the ball doesn't get it done. How often do we see it, Steve? The team that loses the turnover battle loses the game.
Warriors leading by 17. 40 seconds left in the first half of the game. Livingston dishes to Lee. Here is Livingston. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him.
Pretty good defense there. I mean, that's a shot that he can make, but they really challenged him.
Bazemore gets the bucket.
Love the interior passing. He knew exactly where to go with that ball.
Golden State's gone 3 of 3 from three-point land here tonight. Here is Livingston, averaging 6 points per contest. And it's Lee penetrating and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. That one on Horford.
And the defense looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Yeah, I like that. A foul to save the layup. Make him earn it at the line.
The Warriors have shot the ball well from the free throw line, 8 of 9. The free throw drops for Lee. Atlanta making a switch here. And both free throws good for Lee. Seconds left now here in the second. Here's Bazemore. Can't hit the free throw line jump. 8.
Thank you, Kevin. Andre, what has been the underlying principle of how you and the team have taken the floor tonight?
Communication. Communication doesn't show up on the stat sheet, but in order for us to be a good team, everyone has to be on it.
Okay, pay attention so we can cover some stuff.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not it.
It's go time. Check in. I'm on it.
Subbed in for Damari Carroll. Golden State also making some changes. David Lee's checked in for Bogut. Green comes in for Maurice Spates. And it's Rush in for Andre Iguodala. We've got Paul Millsap. Sheldon Mack is out there with Kyle Korver. Then it's Payne, and it's Cephalosha in at the small forward position. So that's the Hawks 5. The Beast, he's checked in for Atlanta. And Golden State also making a change. Sean Livingston, he's checked in for Brandon Rush. The Hawks trail by 14. Here's Mack. Millsap a screen on Kerr. Mack the pass to Cephalosha. He dishes it to Mack. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Millsap left side. Atlanta again missing.
Can't get a much better look than that, though.
Sure can. Not one you'd expect him to miss there.
David Lee, very light on his feet for a big man. Played tennis until age 12, and that may have contributed to his mobility. He can really move around the floor for a big man.
1:30 left in the third quarter of the game. Here's the Beast. He's covered by Thompson. Trying to shoot. The shot's good from Slater.
And David Lee, tremendous feet and excellent hands for a big man. Really good touch, catching and finishing around the rim. Either hand, he's really a depth finisher, whether off the pass or on an offensive rebound.
Green kicks to Thompson. And there are the Warriors now with another bucket.
Boy, they are passing the ball very crisply right now.
They sure are. That's 3 straight buckets that have come off of assists.
And Mack kicks to Millsap. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3. And for David Lee, Steve, not just valued by his team for his play on the court, but also his presence in the locker room.
Yeah, a good teammate, makes a big difference in the community. Those things can really help and make a big contribution to team chemistry.
Scott is checked in for Atlanta. And Bazemore comes in for Sheldon Mack. A shot by Thompson, and no one's around. His 3-pointers off the mark. The Hawks trail by 13. 30 seconds left in the third. Bazemore dishes to Cephalosha. Here's Slater, and he drops in the layup on the The Beasts get 5 minutes. Warriors leading by 11. Here is Livingston. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Outside Kerr. Beyond the arc. He got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. The Warriors on top. They lead by 11. Coming up Monday. In a moment now, as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
Well, this is what you talk about when you have the offensive play coming together based on tremendous passing. It's the rhythm and flow that occurs that makes
Paul Millsap's checked in for Mike Scott. The Beast comes in for Damari Carroll. And Sheldon Mack subbing for Kent Bazemore. Lee's checked in for the Warriors. Curry comes in for Sean Livingston. So for the Golden State Warriors right now, it's Lee and Bogut inside. Iguodala out there with Curry. And it's Green in at the 3.
referees all over that one.
No doubt about it. Clearly a foul. Nothing to argue about there.
That's the first, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
The Hawks have to improve their approach against Lee.
He's got 8 points. He's managed to get 4 of his points by way of the free throw line.
And that may not be the first thing people notice about his performance, but those are important points nonetheless.
Klay Thompson, he's checked in for Golden State. Mack, the pass to Millsap. So the first one drops, and that narrows the gap to 7. The Warriors making a switch here. Spates is checked in. And And the second free throw, no good. A tough break there.
Not nearly as productive a trip to the line as he'd have liked. They need all their free throws to go down at this point.
Green with a screen on Milson. Spates kicks to Curry. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Hogan trying to get open. A shot by Curry, no good.
If they get in every possession with that shot, they'd be happy. 9 times out of 10, that's an easy layup for them.
It's stolen by Bogut. So we see the Warriors get the win here. They came, they saw, they conquered.
Hey, Kevin, to me, any win is a good win.
And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Yes, Kevin, thank you. I'm with Clay.
Wait till you're announced. We've not yet lost all our grace.
Welcome to 2K Sports for another edition of NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan along with Mark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. Doris Burke will be reporting from the sideline. For the Grizzlies, their last game, a win against the Timberwolves in Minnesota. And that was a serious blowout. Not too many people can claim.
Get up. You're going in. Here we go.
Lee's subbed in for Zach Randolph. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. On the court right now for the Hawks. They'll have at power forward with Horford at center. On the wings, Corver and Carroll. And it's Mack in at the point guard. Now, as far as the defense goes, Clark, that is not what's going to keep them in this league.
Yeah, but from the other perspective, you can see just how much that dunk pumped those players up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I agree, guys. I sense a little bit of a momentum shift here.
Ability. That. Bro, I just came across your stream and dropped a follow before heading out. I respect the hustle. I actually know a big Twitch streamer with thousands of followers who helps streamers grow with real viewers, active chat, and supporters who donate and sub regularly. If you're serious about taking your channel to the next level, add him on Discord, Stephen Coke, and tell him Jide sent you opportunities like this. Don't come around often.
The Hawks shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night.
Yeah, they've just been an ordinary team in terms of free throw shooting this year, guys. About 75%.
You know, the numbers from the line, guys, are close to where they were last year. But just a tad worse, so not too bad.
Tony Allen's checked in for the Grizzlies. And a switch here also for Atlanta. Cephalosha's checked in. A nice shot by Kufis.
They got themselves in front with some outstanding shooting right off the bat.
Yeah, it's been a clinic at that end of the floor, no question. Well, Tayshaun Prince, a terrific player in his time with that championship Detroit Pistons team of years past, but his decline over the last 5 years has been noticeable. Ever since he hit 30, it's been downhill.
Horford with the screen on Lee. Shot clock at 6. Cephalosha kicks to Mack. Drains the three-pointer. Mack's got 8 points. Oh, no, he may have gotten injured right there. He's in a lot of pain.
Yeah, from the look on his face, he's in a lot.
Looks that way. He's going to come out of the game right now and get that thing checked out.
Here's what Atlanta's going with right now. Dane, he's checked in for Horford. Mike Scott comes in for Paul Milson. And it's Kent Bazemore in for Sheldon Mack. And Memphis also making a switch. Udrich is checked back in. Allen drives in. And blocked. And so it looks like the Grizzlies will retain possession here. Clock at 6. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Come together immediately. this game.
It's hard to imagine they'll be able to stay as hot as they've been so far, but if they can, watch out.
Here's Bazemore. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Golden State.
These defenders had better start closing out on those shooters.
Yeah, that's twice in a row now where they've done exactly the opposite and backed off.
Courtney Lee is on the wing. Here's the screen. Pass to Prince. Shot denied. There's 31 seconds left to play here in the first, and he gets it to go.
They are really doing a nice job establishing a presence inside early.
It's going to open things up for them on the perimeter going forward, Clark.
Now Udrich looking for his first basket still in this one. Allen kicks to Lee for three. Scott pulls it in. Here's Bazemore, covered by Lee. Here's Slater, and the Hawks getting another basket right there.
And they're making this a game here, putting together a nice run.
Making it a game. How about anybody's game? I mean, they've caught fire, and it's a toss-up right now, guys.
A free-flowing first quarter. Great scoring through one. Grizzlies lead by 4. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with...
Coming up this Monday night, February 9th, Paul Millsap and the Atlanta Hawks hit the road to do battle with the Minnesota Timberwolves. Live from Minneapolis. Don't miss out.
Now the second quarter getting ready. So Memphis going with almost an entire new group here. Kufis checked in for Gasol. Prince comes in for Zach Randolph. Tony Allen's checked in for Vince Carter. And it's Conley in for Lee. And a switch here also for Atlanta. The Beast is checked in for Kyle Korver. And it's time for an injury report.
Kev, I was able to speak with head athletic trainer for the Hawks about his status. Not what we wanted to hear, guys. It sounds like it's a very serious injury. If he were to miss significant time, it would really hurt this team that depends on him for so many things. Guys, time will tell.
Doris, thanks for the update, guys. It doesn't sound good.
No, it doesn't. Unfortunately, you can't afford to dwell on it. I mean, you got to come up with another plan and move forward.
And that's not easy to do, guys, because it's very emotional for everybody on the team to see him go down. But you're right, Clark. I mean, they've got to figure it out and move on.
We've got Conley. Allen is out there with Tayshaun Prince. Then there's Kufis, and it's Udrich in at the 2. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Grizzlies.
Well, they've definitely had the hot hand from the three-point line so far. Always nice to start out like that.
You know, another factor in their offense so far has been their ability to convert and score off turnover.
Feeds it to Kufis. Atop the key, Prince to the middle. Here's Allen. Rebound, Atlanta. Moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Warriors.
And, you know, coming down the stretch in that game, they didn't have all the guys they would have liked on the floor because of the foul trouble they were in.
And as a result, Steve, they had to back down a little bit so they wouldn't get themselves into even more foul trouble.
And Bazemore kicks to Cephalosha. A rebound by Prince. 3-on-3. Conley kicks to Udrich. That's in there. Conley with the assist. Udrich has got himself on the board with 3 there. Here's Bazemore. No good. And the first half is now in the books. It's the Grizzlies. They're up by 10. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the third quarter.
Okay, listen up. There's some things we can do to quiet this crowd down. Now let's go over.
Now the second half about to start up and begin any moment.
What a great game for Vince.
The Grizzlies making a switch here. Lee's checked in. The Hawks trail by 4. And so in the game for the Hawks. Millsap at power forward with Horford at center. Kyle Korver is out there with Cephalosha. And it's Carroll in at the 3 spot. Cephalosha kicks to Carroll. 6 to shoot. Shoots from 12. No good. Good work defensively by Carter. The Beasties check in for Damari Carroll. I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Guys, I had a chance to find out what Mike Budenholzer was discussing with his guys. He told the team he wanted their offense to run through Millsap. Coach has a lot of faith in him offensively and let his players know it, insisting that he be at the forefront of what they do at that end of the court from here on out. He said also that their offense needs to be a patient one. He told them, don't rush things. Use as much of that shot clock as you need to. Those could prove to be crucial changes to their strategy with this game getting ready to enter the stretch drive, Kevin.
And thank you, Doris. Both shots good from the stripe.
Vince Carter in his day, one of the most electrifying players in the NBA, a superstar in Toronto, one of the all-time great highlight reel dunkers. Those days are behind him, but he remains a very valuable and at this point, maybe even underrated NBA player.
And out of bounds as the Grizzlies gain possession.
See the stat sheet here on Michael Conley. Great work over the last month. He's getting around 16 points a game, 7 assists, and almost 2.5 steals. I'll tell you what, he's been scary good over that run of games, just taking his usual brand of stellar offense and even building on it.
And Steve, you know that's not easy to do considering the high level he already plays at on an everyday basis. To move the needle another notch higher is special.
And for Vince Carter, a quality defender and still a well-rounded contributor. Always had a nice breadth of skills. Now he does the little things.
The pass to Slater. Passes it to Baseman. Misses the three.
Boy, just by his body language, Kevin, you can tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Yeah, a little frustrated now, shaking his head after that miss.
And for some superstars, they have a tough time accepting Clark a lesser role. Vince Carter.
You know, it's really impressive the way he's gracefully aged into becoming a quality sixth man, Kevin. I think it's a model for other aging superstars or former superstars.
Scott, good.
D there, guys, was pretty much non-existent. I mean, you can't leave a good shooter like that open.
And the Grizzlies leading by 7. Woodruff, the pass to Allen. The solo screen. Allen drives in. Here's Randolph. And it comes off the front of the rim.
And that's a shot he had to take.
For sure, it was a good decision, just poor execution.
40 seconds left to play in the third. Cephalosha misses. And this is caught 1-2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. From the baseline. That's good for Woodruff. On the assist by Allen. Woodruff has got 5 now. The Hawks trail by 9. Bazemore dishes to Horford. Pass to Bazemore. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. It's stolen by Allen. Allen right side. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. Here's Bazemore. No good.
This Wednesday.
And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
Well, with this assist, he shows you just what a well-rounded guard he really is. Kind of a combo guard, even though he's listed as a shooting guard. Really a diverse.
And then for Atlanta, Al Horford is checked in for Payne. The Beast comes in for Damari Carroll, and it's Dennis Schroeder in for Kent Bazemore. Marcus Saul is out there with Tayshaun Prince, and it's Udrich, and there's Carter. And it's Allen in at the 3, the small forward. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis. Here's Udrich.
Rugged play under the boards. It's not a place for the weak of heart. You've got to go in there physically and aggressively.
Korver, no luck. shooting a paltry 33% in the fourth. Not a good showing for this offense. Carter outside. Gasol inside. Allen up top. Kicks it to Udrih. Back to Allen. Now Udrih. So it's Memphis picking up the win. It was a solid win for them.
Yeah, it was. I think it came down to will more than skill. They went out and got this one.
And a chance now to send over Doris Burke standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, Mark, congratulations on this win. What was the key to getting the rhythm going for the team's offense?
Making the play. Making each other battle.
It's the Timberwolves in Minnesota for a little interconference action here at the Target Center. Thanks for tuning in, everyone, to this broadcast of NBA basketball. I'm Kevin Harlan. With me today, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and first quarter of play. We're about 3 minutes in. On the court for Atlanta, Millsap at power forward with Horford at center. Dennis Schroeder is out there with Cephalosha. And it's Carroll in at the threesome.
Boy, he's so hard to stop, guys, because he poses a ton of matchup problems for the defense. Paul Millsap is one of the most versatile forwards and natural power forward. But he brings some small forward qualities as well. He's a heck of a player, and he's developed that three-point shot to round out his game.
Martin wide open. He fires. That's in. Coming off an assist from Rubio. Rubio's got his third assist on the night. We've got some time to show you the list of the top rookie shot blockers over the course of the last month. Andrew Wiggins, third.
Boy, is he tough on the inside, guys. It's been a really good stretch.
In the ball inside on him so he can show him what he's got in there.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Kevin, I had a chance to catch up with Coach Flip Saunders. He talked about the impact that Al Horford can have on a game and how they'll have their work cut out for them dealing with him. He said Horford's just a complete ball player. He does all the things you want from a big man. He can shoot, handle, and pass. He's always a tough matchup, but it starts with matching his energy level. Kevin, will see if they have what it takes.
And as always, Doris, thank you.
Strong rebounding, and he's rewarded with the easy putback.
Minnesota making some changes. Corky Dangs checked in for Nikola Mirotic. Brewer comes in for Kevin Martin. And Mo Williams subbed in for Ricky Rubio. Scotty's checked in for Atlanta. Korver comes in for Cephalosha. Outside Williams. 1:57 left to play in the first quarter. Kicks it to Wiggins. Three-pointer. Can't get it to go. Some solid defense from Slater. The Hawks working the ball around. And so he draws the foul on the shot. Trip to the line to shoot two. He made the only free throw attempt he had earlier in the game. And that one misses. Some changes for Minnesota. And it comes in for Young. And it's Buttinger in for Wiggins. Atlanta also making some changes here. Payne comes in for Al Horford. And it's Kent Bazemore in for Schroeder.
Well, he did enough there. He made it a two-possession game, at least. Well, certainly story here at the Target Center is the ongoing $100 million renovation to the building. Split 50-50 between the team and the city of Minneapolis. That's great news for Timberwolves.
Forward to the basement. 5 to shoot. And that one goes long.
Then you look at the long list of improvement for the Target Center. New lobbies, box office, renovated locker rooms, new clubs and gathering areas. Seems like they're getting a great bang for their buck.
The Hawks leading by 3. There's a screen. Korver to DeBasement. Just 5 to shoot. And the rejection by Jang. And they're able to recover. And yes, sir, that one drops. There's 37 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. And guys, it can be tough to see teams pressuring cities for new arenas. Nice that the Timberwolves can stay put and still get those improvements.
Absolutely, Kevin. You know, this building is good bones, a great location, so it's a pleasure to see the transformation they're making here. And we're already starting to see some of the results.
Bazemore passes to Scott. Here's the Beast. He's covered by Bennett. Here's Slater. Good. The Beast's got 6. And here is Williams. Just 3 on the clock. Here's Tang. And that does it for the first quarter. It's Atlanta up by 7. And the second quarter will be on the way when we come back.
Coming up Wednesday, February 11th, Paul Millsap and the Atlanta Hawks go up against the Boston Celtics. Hoops action.
And the first quarter is in the books. Something about ready to get underway. Well, from what you guys are seeing from the Hawks, what are you thinking about their performance?
Defense was really impressive there, guys, in that first quarter. They came out focused right from the beginning.
And Steve, that's a big part of why they're on top right now.
Timberwolves trail by 7, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade. As the second. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. Brewer with the ball. 14 points from him the last game against Detroit. Williams for 3. Rebound Atlanta. Scott's got 4 rebounds in this game.
And that'll increase their rebound advantage. They've definitely been winning that battle on the board.
Well, the main thing is they haven't allowed many second chance opportunities. That is always going to allow you to maintain your lead.
Still trailing, but their offense is off life support here in the second quarter. It's got a pulse.
Yeah, they're making some shots now, but finally starting to make up some ground.
A minute 50 left here in the second. Scott with the screen on Williams. 6 to shoot. Goes up on the wing. They grab their own miss. Horford gets the bucket.
He's just going to punish you on the glass. And it's pretty deflating right now when you're trailing and you continue to give up second chance passes. Al Horford, 6'10", 250, really a natural power forward. He's been asked to play at center for his whole career. He's shown himself willing to battle bigger players inside, but I don't think he'd welcome a chance to switch back to the 4 spot.
Back to Williams. Releases from 15, and that's good off the glass that time. Williams has got his first basket.
What a tough shot. Those runners are not easy.
Schroeder passes to Slater. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. The Beasts got the lead up to 11 now for the Hawks.
I like the way they picked it up here offensively in the second.
Well, they've really caught fire. Their shooting percentage is in the high 50s now, so they're rolling.
Higgins with it, now defended by Slater. He's it up and in off the prettiest.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first
The pass to Slater. Back to Scott. And stolen by Wiggins. Now in transition is Brewer. Here we go. The shot and game clock separated by 4. And a wide open look here for Wiggins. The dive for the ball. Out of bounds. Atlanta will take possession. 15 seconds left to play here in the half. Hit by Horford. Now the feed to Korver. Right wing. Here's Schroeder. With 4 seconds on the clock. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Nice work. Get inside and draw the foul.
Yeah, it's obvious. The defense is not going to allow many easy layups. It's going to make you earn it from the line.
So Horford gets 2. Here's Williams. Can't get it to go. And we've reached halftime in this one. Hawks lead by 11. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, Ricky, you seem to gain some confidence shooting the basketball.
All right, men. We've done a good job in the first half of taking the momentum and being...
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. Some changes for Minnesota. And it's checked in for Young. And it's Buttinger in for Wiggins. Payne, he's checked in for Atlanta. Ken Bazemore comes in for Dennis Schroeder. On the court for Atlanta, Carroll at the 3 and Millsap at the 4. Cephalosha is out there with Kent Bazemore, and it's Payne at the center.
And in the paint, they have really shown some strength. Their work on the boards has been phenomenal.
Yeah, I'd certainly call it a mismatch, Steve, at least for today.
Here's a look at some stats for Kevin Martin. Recent weeks have been really kind to his game. He's put forth some solid performances. He's averaging 18 points per game.
Consistency, one of the important characteristics that he brings to the table.
Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris?
Gentlemen, as you know, Andrew Wiggins was taken as the first overall pick of a talented 2014 class, but should have no problem with the pressure. He's been hyped as the next big thing for quite some time. He said, I think playing at Kansas really prepares you for this. You're basically treated like a rock star wherever you go. I think that really translates to the NBA. Gentlemen?
Unlimited potential, Doris. Thank you very much. Now here's Buttinger. Under by Slater. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Rubio. And they force the shot clock violation. Great team. And now let's bring up the numbers and show you the point guards with the highest assist rate over the past month. Number 1, Ricky Rubio.
And he's been doing everything you want from that position, getting everyone involved, making sure the defense has to worry about all 5 guys on the court.
Not only has he been doing all that, but as his assist rank illustrates, he's been doing it better than any other point guard in the league. You can't give him enough credit for his passing this season.
Here's what Minnesota's going with right now. Jang, he's checked in for Nikola Pekovic. Brewer comes in for Kevin Martin. And it's Williams in for Ricky Rubio. And he gets the bucket.
Seems like they're on their heels every time defensively because the ball continues to go into the post.
Well, if they don't pick up the aggression, things are only going to get worse.
Here's Bazemore. Right now averaging 11 points a game. 1:27 left in the third quarter. Korver dishes to Scott. And a draw from three-point range. Minnesota's gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half.
Gorgie Jang getting an opportunity late last season with Nikola Pekovic's ankle issues. And the rookie responded as many people thought he would. He was just opportunity away from showing that he could compete at the NBA level.
Brewer. Shot is off. Atlanta's gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. Ryan Jang last season became only the 4th in the last 20 years to put up a 20-point, 20-rebound game.
Yeah, I'm a big fan, Kevin. He's a terrific rebounder, good shot blocker. Remember from his days at Louisville. And for the 21st pick in the draft, you got to think that the Wolves are excited about his potential.
The Atlanta Hawks come into this one following a loss to Memphis.
And I think the sort of issues they had on defense, like guard at least, was a bigger factor. Really compounded, I think, because it was on the road. You have to be sharper when you go out and play as a visitor.
Yeah, everything has to be tight. You can't be loose in any aspect of your game. You're fighting against the crowd and the opponent. You've got to be tougher mentally and physically if you're going to win on the road.
Here's Brewer. Oh, the buzzer beater. Amazing. Wow.
Fantastic.
He didn't even flinch, just buried it like it was any other shot. Unbelievable.
And a moment here to look back at our State Farm assist of the game.
Well, no question, this was going to be the winner. Just take a look at the expertise he shows on this pass. Perfectly timed and beautifully placed.
So it's Atlanta now. They'll be off to Boston.
Let's go. You're in.
Hey, well time.
Atlanta leading by 21. Schroeder kicks to Horford. Now Cephalosha.
Well, you know, as teams become more and more focused on getting good looks in close at the rim, the value of great defensive big men inside just continues to rise. It's tough to be a contender without a rim protection.
Anthony Bennett's checked in for the Timberwolves. Budinger comes in for Ricky Rubio. And Atlanta will go for a different look here. Payne, he's checked in for Horford. Scott comes in for Paul Millsap. The Beast, he's checked in for Damari Carroll. And it's Kent Bazemore in for Thabo Cephalosha. And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
I was able to listen in on what Mike Budenholzer had to say to his team. He told his guys that their offense needed to run through the piece. Coach has a lot of faith in him offensively and let his players know it, insisting that he be at the forefront of what they do at that end of the court from here on out. He also wants them to concentrate on working as a team at the offensive end. Passing, patience, and teamwork. Those were the messages. Gentlemen, some late game adjustments that could prove crucial in the game's closing moments. Kevin, over to you.
Thanks, Doris. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Nikola Pekovic is checked in for Gorgie Dan. Young comes in for Anthony Bennett. Wiggins is checked in for Jang. He's checked in for Young. Brewer comes in for Wiggins, and Ricky Rubio is subbed in for Martin. Atlanta also making some changes here. Payne, he's checked in for Millsap. The Beast comes in for Damari Carroll, and it's Kent Bazemore in for Dennis Schroeder. He used that pick to get in close. 11 points here for Ricky Rubio.
And so here we go, just rolling along to the finish line in what has been a very confident-looking performance for the Hawks.
You know, Clark, their big advantage was points in the paint.
Well, they pounded that ball inside, Kevin, and operated down low. It worked for them consistently.
And in terms of the season record, this is going to be their 18th win overall.
This win will give them the sweep of the season series, even though it's just a brief 2 games.
Yeah, Steve, it'll mean a lot to them just the same. Anytime you go undefeated against an opponent, that's a sweet feeling.
Fantastic show put on. What an amazing game all around it was for Paul Millsap. He was extremely efficient offensively, getting looks, knocking down big shots all game long.
And it's checked in for the Timberwolves. Budinger comes in for Mo Williams. And a change for the Hawks. Scotty's checked in for Al Horford. Here is Korver. There's 48 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Down low, here's Scott. In-chain shot. It's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. It's good from Scott. And he makes both free throws. Minnesota's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Rubio, the pass to Bennett. And there's the whistle. Foul hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. That's on Adrian Payne.
Anthony Bennett really struggled in his rookie season, but I still think he has a chance to be a really good player. You don't want to give up on this young man yet. He's strong, he's got length, and he can shoot the ball out to the three-point line. I really think he's got the potential to be a versatile stretch power forward.
Come on, you can do this!
And the first one at the line is good. And Steve, with the NBA going more and more to three-point shooting, it's easy to see why Bennett caught attention at UNLV.
Well, he shot 37% from three in college, and he could also punish teams inside. So you can see the makings of a good player, especially kind of a pick-and-pop threat. But he's got to stay healthy, and he's got to establish himself and gain confidence as a young player in the NBA.
The Beast passes to Bazemore. Just 5 on the clock. Brewer with the steal. And now Minnesota on the fast break. Lays it up and banks it in.
Well, their offense is kicked into gear, but seems to have arrived a little bit too late.
And as a coach, that can really be frustrating. I mean, your guys were stumbling along for most of the game, and now, when it's basically over, they finally decide to come alive.
And so it's the Hawks taking care of business in this one. And this one was such a lopsided victory.
They never let up. They were full throttle from the start.
And now down to Doris who is courtside, standing by with our Jordan player of the game. Doris?
Well, Paul, congratulations on the...
Sports checks in with their loyal viewers with the broadcast from Boston, the home of the Celtics. Celtics make a quick stop here in front of their Boston fans just one game before heading back out. They've been playing very well lately. It's been 4 wins for them in their last 5 games.
And they've got a little additional incentive today, Kevin, because the season series is knotted up at 1 apiece.
About 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter.
Well, you know, the news was mostly bad for the Celtics, but there was some good news last year. They announced they'll be renovating their arena to make it more state-of-the-art.
Green kicks to run. Back to Green. Outside Brantley. Sullinger with a screen for Brantley. 6 on the shot clock. From the arc. No good. And Atlanta will go the other way with it. And with the Celtics in this building, guys, it isn't falling apart by any means, but the fans have been wanting an upgrade.
And from what I understand, I mean, they're going all out. I mean, the arena turns 20 years old this season, and it's going to get a 2-decade facelift in terms of amenities and convenience.
The Beast is checked in for Damari Carroll. Well, defense is a big part of these players' games as the top shot blockers among small forwards this season. In the third spot, Jeff Green.
Just superb athletic defenders right there, all of them. Shot.
You'd really love to see every player devote the kind of energy to their defense that this group of small forwards does.
And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played, passes it to Slater. He kicks it to Cephalosha. Here's the pass to Slater. Millsap trying to get open. The shot's good from Slater. The Beasts got his first points in this one. And for Atlanta, they come in off a good outing against Minnesota.
It was an emphatic win, especially considering that it was on the road. No question, by the way, that it was their offense that carried them.
Steve, I love the way they attacked at every opportunity. They never were on their heels, and eventually that allowed them to pull away.
Shot clock at 3. Boston again missing.
He hasn't been able to make anything this quarter.
Out to the wing. Cephalosha with it. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. And it's out of bounds for the Hawks as Atlanta retains possession.
I had a chance to check out stats for Paul Millsap. Last 10 games for him have been excellent. He's getting around 16 points a game, 8 rebounds, and 2 assists. And, you know, pretty terrific numbers across the board.
You know, and considering the skills he possesses, that's what he's pretty much expected to bring on a night-in and night-out basis, Steve. Tell you what, they haven't wasted any time getting into the swing of things on the board.
Yeah, and even though it's early, I mean, that's a great sign for them for the rest of the game.
And to Sullinger. And count the basket is fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
Well, the history of college coaches switching over to the NBA is pretty daunting. Brad Stevens and the Celtics can't worry about those who came before. He's got to be himself. And he was well regarded in Boston. Despite the fact that they went through a rebuilding process last year, he did a really good job.
Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. Brandon Bassett's checked in for Vitor Favarani. Always comes in for Jeff Green. Marcus Thorpe is checked in for Bradley. And Smart subbed in for Rajon Rondo.
Well, at least the defender got his money's worth on that one.
Yep, that was an easy whistle for the official.
And Coach Stevens enjoying great success in his 5 seasons as coach of the Butler Bulldogs.
Yeah, had a terrific, historic run. 2 consecutive trips to the NCAA title game. 2010 and 11, I had the privilege to be courtside calling those games. A 25-game win streak, one of the brightest minds in the game. And with a 6-year contract from the Celtics, they clearly believe in his abilities, as do I.
Here's Smart. Payne grabs the board.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Wallace kicks to Bass, and he uses the glass on the wing.
You know, that's a case there, Kevin, of him making a pass to a spot, and then he let his teammate run right into it. Well executed.
Bazemore dishes to Korver. The 11-footer, and that one goes long. No good trying to beat the buzzer. Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. And when you consider how Atlanta is doing... On the court for Atlanta. Millsap at power forward with Horford at center. Dennis Schroeder is out there with Cephalosha. And it's Slater in at the 3 spot. He feeds it to Horford. Favarani with the steal. We've got 1:48 left in the second quarter. The drive by Rondo. Releases from the wing and drills it.
Just a gorgeous shot from Rajon Rondo.
Well, it was the Boston Celtics winning their last game against Milwaukee.
And you know what was most impressive? They wasted very few possessions. I mean, they ran their offense close to perfection.
That's what we call the mute button game in front of a hostile crowd. They never let the fans get into it. Had them on their hands the whole time. Right now, they've got that field goal percentage up in the low 50s.
Yeah, they're really starting to put it together offensively, looking to build on this lead.
1:04 left from the first half of the game. Here's Sullinger. Rebound by the Hawks. Last meeting was in Boston, where they were unable to fight off the Celtics.
Yeah, it was a big loss. Pretty much pure domination. I thought the key was the rebounding total. I mean, it was ugly. They were completely dominated on the glass. That's going to have to improve tonight.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
Baseline try, and that's good. Sullinger's got 4 points in the quarter.
The bounce pass was the key to the play.
The Hawks leading by 13. 29 seconds left in the first half. Pass to Slater. Here's the dish to Cephalosha. 6 to shoot. Carries it from three-point range. Cephalosha's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. The Celtics have gone 7 of 15 from the field here in the second quarter, just under 50% shooting. And it's Rondo penetrating. Green, the pass to Rondo. Outside rim. Fires from the wing. And through one half, it hasn't even been close. Hawks.
All right, fellas. Great job in the early going, but we've got...
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going.
All right, you're up.
Brandon Bass is checked in for Vitor Favarani. Wallace comes in for Green. Marcus Thornton is checked in for Bradley. And Smart subbed in for...
Now, that was an incredible reverse throwdown right there. Tremendous body control.
I'd even go as far as say, Clark, that was a punctuation dunk.
I can feel that.
Send a message.
Yes, sir. A message, and put it on the highlight reel for later.
Hart kicks to Sullinger. To the wing on the left. Smart wide open. He fires. Makes no mistake on the open jump shot. The Beast is checked in for Atlanta. While we have a moment here, let's reveal the teams that have been holding opponents to the fewest points this month. In the third spot, the Hawks.
Well, better protection of the lane the last few weeks, Kevin, has helped them cut down on the easy scoring. They've also done a better job on the mid-range coverage as well, getting to their man quicker and finding ways to clog up the passing lane.
And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Well, gentlemen, Kelly Olynyk grew up in a basketball family. His father was the head coach at the University of Toronto. Kelly said they had unlimited access to a huge basketball mind, which was unbelievable. He loved the game so much, and he had so much knowledge and experience. It really made me want to succeed in the game. Guys?
Great skill in that front. He fits right in. Thanks, Doris.
That's where you like to get shots, inside and close to the hoop.
Celtics trail by 16. Three-point shooting perhaps never more valued part than it is right now in the NBA. Kyle Korver, such a great signing for the Hawks.
Yeah, really a good one. I mean, his contract is front-loaded, running through 2017 for around the mid-level exception. And quite honestly, he's worth every penny, not just because of his laser shooting ability. He's a hard-nosed, tough guy, professional in every way, and he just brings a winning presence to whatever team he's on.
He says he learned a lot of his basketball acumen from his mom, who was a terrific player and all.
No question.
And Korver known for his shooting, but he's a good passer, rebounder, and an underrated defender as well. Takes great pride in being a well-rounded, complete player.
Atlanta making a switch here. Horford's checked in.
And Korver was selected to the 28th player pool for Team USA, and while he might not be a household name to the casual fan, those in the know realize he's one of the best in the business as a professional and as a laser, dead-eye shooter.
Just 2 to shoot. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. Celtics trail by 16. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game. Now here's Bass, guarded by Horford. Now here's Bass, averaging 9 points per contest. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play. The Celtics shooting their fourth shot at the foul line here. Free throw good, Wallace. Here is Korver. He's got 10. Pass to Bazemore. Here's Horford. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. Three-point play chance here. The Hawks have shot 67% from the line tonight, going 4-6.
Yeah, they've just been an ordinary team in terms of free throw shooting this year, guys, about 75%.
You know, the numbers from the line, guys, are close to where they were last year, but just a tad worse, so not too bad.
And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Hawks on top, up by 16. We'll take a quick break, then get you back to the action. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
Well, it had to be this play, don't you think, Kevin? Sure. This is just a phenomenal pass. Made the defense look like had no idea what was going on.
What precision with that pass.
Beautiful.
Let's see what you got, son.
Oh, I got plenty.
Kyle Korver, he's checked in for Atlanta. Celtics trail by 15. On the court right now for the Hawks. They'll have the power forward with Horford at center. On the wings, Korver and Carroll. And it's Schroeder in at the 5. For Atlanta, they've gotten it done so far from the field here in the fourth. Going 6 for 7. To the wing on the left. Millsap attacking.
Millsap just giving them fits. 9 points, and he's put 1 3-pointer on the board.
Yeah, he's got to take his time behind the arc.
And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for Atlanta?
These long-range shots look like layups out there, guys.
But they've also really been dialed in with their jump shot. I mean, they have not missed much from mid-range today.
And that one falls. The Beast, he's checked in for Damari Carroll. That one misses.
Hawks coach Mike Budenholzer grew up around the game. His father coached high school and college basketball for 25 years, and Mike got into coaching pretty much immediately after graduating from college. Sounded like a guy who knew what he wanted to do.
And Coach Budenholzer, two-sport athlete at Pomona, golf and basketball, also graduated with a triple major in state politics, philosophy, and economics. It sounds just like you at Arizona.
Similar, only different. You know, shortly after college, Budenholzer actually took over as the video coordinator for the Spurs, and that's where his career took off. He ended up spending 19 seasons alongside Greg Popovich, winning 4 titles, and now here he is coaching the Atlanta Hawks.
Schroeder passes to Slater. Fades and shoots. Rebound Boston. Barani's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Green dishes to Sullinger. Rondo kicks to Favarano. It's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo. Rondo's got 4 assists in the game. Here's Schroeder. Dishes it to Korver. Horford with it. Barani's there. Horford no luck. Celtics trail by 12. Green passes to Rondo. And here's Thornton. And the wide open shot from Green. Millsap grabs the miss. Millsap's got 8 rebounds in this game.
Oh, boy, he is just cold as ice. I don't think he's going to be the one to help them cut into the lead.
Here's Slater. The shot will not go. So the Celtics will take it the other way. Outside, Green. Again, the miss by Green.
And that's pretty much how this game has gone. They've controlled the boards and looked to come away with the win right here.
And clearly no question as to which team gave the better effort tonight. A dominant performance, an outstanding win for the Hawks.
Not only did they shoot the ball better, but they had more assists.
Well, the ball movement was good. The player movement was excellent, and you only get assists when guys make shots.
And so they'll stretch their victory total tonight.
Put it behind you now. Get ready to go.
And today, and I'll tell you what, they put in a lot of good work to earn those bragging rights.
Yep, this means they'll come out on top in the season series 2 games to 1.
You always need role players to step up and help. That was the case here, as everything was working for Paul Millsap. You can't look back at too many major moments in this game and not see him being a part of it. He was all over this one.
And a new group in for the Celtics. Zeller is checked in for Vitor Favarani. Bass comes in for Jared Sullinger. Gerald Wallace, he's checked in for Jeff Green. And Smart subbed in for Rajon Rondo. Bass dishes to Zeller. There's the feed to Smart. Kicks it to Thornton. 6 to shoot. Good on the 13-footer.
The entire defense was frozen foot. Nobody picked up the shooter, Kevin.
There's 39 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Here's Bazemore. This is it to Slater. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And he can't get the first one. Good on the second free throw. Boston's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Smart kicks to Wallace. Misses the 3. Here is Korver. Here's Bazemore. And so it's the Hawks taking care of business in this one. Not much to be critical of with this win, Clark.
Not at all. I mean, they showed up not just to play, they showed up to give great effort and to win, and they did both.
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline.
Well, Al, certainly a great team effort. What were the biggest factors in how this team came together for the win?
Just taking good shots on offense, getting stops on defense. We challenge every shot. We just played hard tonight.
Defense wins championships, and tonight it won this game. Al,
You know, life's a funny thing.
Whatever you say, boss.
A couple of months ago, I never even heard of you. A few weeks ago, I was certain you were a one-and-done guy. You know, have your cup of coffee in the bigs, and then disappear, never to be heard from again.
And now?
Now, well, now I'm gonna tell you that I was wrong not to draft you, and I was silly to offer you only a 10-day contract, and you know, I was mistaken to think you were only here to have a cup of...
Heck yeah, man, that's what I'm talking about right there. Thanks, you're not gonna regret this. I'm telling you, I'm gonna make this organization so proud.
Good, good. Listen, you got this opportunity because you've been working your tail off out there. You know, you keep doing what you're doing, and, you know, there's no limit to what you can achieve. You got it?
Yes, sir, I do.
Get out of here.
Thanks again.
Welcome to the film room, everybody. Coach wanted me to give you all a little breakdown on some of the key points of emphasis strategies we'll be using moving forward. As you know, the entire staff feels it's important to review the basics from time to time, giving everyone a better understanding of what coach is expecting when you're out on the floor. It's going to help the team win more games. Simple as that. Now let's get to it, gentlemen. Getting to the basket and playing physical on defense. So here we go. Now, there are times when Coach is going to want us to really focus on getting to the basket. We have some talented players on this team who are capable of getting to the rim just about any time because of their ball handling, speed, and ability to finish inside. When we run into a team that has weak perimeter defenders or is not very good at defending the rim, Coach is going to want us to go strong to the hoop whenever possible. Now let's take a look at some game film showing how we can try and get to the rim for some easy baskets. Here we've got a nice dribble drive play. The ball handler takes his defender off the dribble and gets all the way to the basket for an easy bucket. When we go up against a team with poor on-ball defenders or a team that's not good at protecting the rim, we need to be able to take advantage. And on this next play, look how the ball handler sees a lane open up to the basket and quickly attacks before the defense can react. Easy score. If you've got a lane, attack. No hesitation. Keep these examples in mind when Coach says he wants us to focus on getting to the basket. Okay, up next, playing physical. We got some very physical players who like to use their bodies against weaker, smaller teams. We should be looking to take advantage of those size and strength mismatches by wearing out our opponents over the course of the game. Now let's look at some film so you guys can see what playing physical on the defensive end looks like in action. Here we go. See the defender pressing up on the ball handler? He's not giving him any room to move. You need to be up tight on the ball. Make sure you put a body on them to slow them down. The more physical we play, the better our chances of winning become. On this next play, the defender is down low, bumping his man out of the paint and further from the basket. That's what we need to do when Coach asks us to play physical. Okay, that's going to do it for today. There's no excuse not to know what's expected of you when Coach calls for either of these points of emphasis in a game. See you at practice.
You got it, Coach.